Yes, hello and welcome to the Oval Office. Sam McClure with you. To my left is the All-Australian ruckman from North Melbourne, Todd Goldstein. Goldie, welcome back.
Thanks for having me on. I must have done something right if you asked me back.
Oh, you certainly did, and been doing plenty of things right on the field as well. We'll get to your Kangaroos. And to my right is the St Kilda star, his best player on the weekend, Luke Dunstan. Luke, thanks for coming on.
No worries. I'm not sure about best player, but thank you.
Goldie, you found yourself in the last few weeks in a really interesting position. Obviously, we know that Brad Scott has moved on. Last time you were here, you had a different coach, and since Rhys Shaw has come in, things just feel different. Take us inside that.
Yeah, and this is the second time I've been through this in my career. We had obviously Dean Laidley and Darren Crocker, but it is a different feel around the club, and the game plan doesn't change at all. We're still playing the exact same game plan. I think the difference that Rhys has brought to our club is that the Monday to Friday is probably a little bit different.
Okay. How so?
How we go, the way meetings are structured, the way the days are structured has changed slightly. I think, and he's probably just has simplified the message a little bit more, so he doesn't try and give too much. It's just more about a couple of simple focuses for us. I think they're the little tweaks and stuff that you can make, but to change a whole game plan, you need a pre-season to do that.
The question I wanted to ask you boys is that, you know, we in the media and footy fans concentrate on form so much. How different is it for a player? You've won 4 of your last 6. It's probably been the other side of the coin for you, Luke. Does it actually change your mentality? Are things easier? Are things harder?
I think it definitely makes everything. Life is easier when you're winning. You know, if it's silly as it sounds, you feel like you do pull up better from a game if you've won it rather than you've lost. So on the weekend, I reckon we felt like we really saw. Had we have had Tipper not kicked that goal, I reckon we would have felt 100% better. So it does play that. It just your general enjoyment of the way footy's going. That's why we say it's always like a roller coaster, because one week you're on top of the moon, feeling like you can do anything you want. The next minute you're down the dungeons, you want to go home and kick something. So it is a big difference, I think, in our mood.
Luke, you will attest to this. Todd Goldstein, he stormed into our pre-show meeting. He was fired up. He was not happy with this free kick that was paid against Max Gawn on the weekend.
Hopefully. Look at the big fella here.
That's a block. Western Bulldogs.
Ooh. How can you put the first hand into him is what he's saying.
Straight on block.
Let's listen.
I got the ball. Thank you. Time back on. That's rough, big boy. A straight arm to block him.
I agree with Max Gawn. I mean, that's a terrible decision. That's
go through, mate.
That's the ruck craft, isn't it?
It's a straight on block.
I've got to say, every time there's a ruck free kick.
Goldie, how would you have reacted if that free kick had paid against you?
Yeah, I think Max summed up pretty well. You are very bemused when free kicks get picked out in the ruck, because
that can't be a free kick. Now, I'm the last person to be an umpire basher. They have a really tough job, but the rules the way they are, that can't be a free kick in our game.
I can sort of understand, because you saw the straight arm. However, you do have to protect yourself.
So it has to bend his arm.
I think that's what the umpire was. I'm not going to speak for the umpires, but I think that it is. They've got such a hard gig, the umpires, and I don't think the rules help them to adjudicate it properly, because it is so inconsistent. What's a free kick one week is play on the next. So it does become very hard to know exactly what you can do, and that's why I think a lot of ruckmen are bemused about the free kicks given.
The crop of first-year players this year, I think, correct me if you can disagree, but it's been probably the best crop that we've seen in the last decade, maybe 2, in as far as impact early in their first year.
Yeah, I think it's incredible for what we're seeing from these young kids and the way they're playing now. It's no surprise that the professionalism and the way they're ready for AFL footy in terms of their mindset and their bodies physically is astounding compared to what we were in 2007 when we walked into our clubs. I think it's unbelievable, and it's no surprise when you see this. I mean, we have 2 really good young first-year players in Taryn Thomas and Bailey Scott. And Bailey is already one of the most professional players at the club. So it's like you don't have to teach them much about that side of the footy. They come ready to go and they fit in seamlessly.
So Taryn Thomas, to me, just looks genuinely exciting. Like, I love turning on the TV knowing we're going to be watching it.
And I think these next-gen programs make a massive difference. I mean, Taryn is a young kid. He's been coming to the club for 2 or 3 years now, training, spending a week with us. So
that makes a difference.
They automatically come in, they're comfortable with the place, because for me, I'd never been near North Melbourne, let alone inside of the footy club when I got drafted, whereas Taryn knew all of us. He was friends with us all by the time he got drafted, and just that comfort level, I think, makes them, especially the guys from interstate, makes it so much easier to fit in and feel like you're at home.